If you ever want to have a taste of what success looks like, go and buy yourself a jigsaw puzzle, because success and puzzles are surprisingly very similar. See, the great thing about being born in our current society is that for the first time in the history of mankind, everything you need to be successful is available. You have access to endless amounts of information. In the form of books, in the form of the internet, in the form of online courses. So for the first time in history, you're handed all the pieces, just like how you're handed all the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. And all you have to do is put it all together and you'll be successful. Well, of course that's easier said than done. There's a lot of pieces and it's intimidating to even think about, which is why so many people put off solving their puzzle for years and years. Oh, I'm gonna go to college, or oh, I should go to grad school so I could be more prepared to solve my puzzle. But if you want to be successful, if you want to finish the puzzle, all you gotta do is sit down and put it together. And I'll share with you a little secret, a little shortcut. See, the key to solving a jigsaw puzzle in the shortest time possible is by gathering all the corners and edges, because they're easy to put together. And once you do, you'll have the frame of the puzzle to build off of. But what is the frame for success? Well, all success stories share the same 4 attributes, just like the 4 sides of a puzzle. Developing good habits, developing a good work ethic, developing an urge to constantly learn, and most importantly of all, developing the ability to critique yourself, question yourself, and constantly tune yourself towards improvement. When you've laid down this foundation, you'll find that the task of completing this puzzle becomes much easier. Instead of taking 5 hours, you can now solve it in 2. Instead of taking 40 years to become successful, it might only take you 10. You'll notice that certain pieces are going to put themselves together in the blink of an eye with what seems to be little to no effort. Now don't get cocky, because that's just the work of a strong foundation. Now this doesn't mean that the whole puzzle is going to be a piece of cake. There's going to be times where you won't know what to do. Cases where your frame doesn't provide you with an obvious answer. It's here where a lot of people give up, because it's here where you're forced to just grind. You're forced to take a leap of faith and just try. You're forced to experience failure over and over again, but as you try and try, you eventually find the piece that fits. And each time you overcome one of these roadblocks, the puzzle becomes easier to solve. Oftentimes, people will fit a lot of pieces together, enough to seem as if they solved the puzzle. They'll find a decent job, a decent spouse, maybe even have kids. They become content with their little accomplishment and they get sidetracked from their goal, from their version of success, sometimes for years, sometimes for the rest of their lives. Those that manage to look past this remember the dream that they started out with. They continue to look for pieces that fit, and eventually they reach the last stretch of the puzzle, where they face the biggest obstacle of them all, an obstacle that's been described time and time again throughout the ancient scripts of mankind. It's the universe's way of testing you before you can claim your throne, where you're tested one last time to see if you are truly worthy. It's here where no matter what shape or form the obstacle comes in, all you gotta do is remember one thing, and that's not to give up. And when the storm finally moves on, you'll have claimed the title of successful.